Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday morning. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Paranormal Weekend Morning Brew Show. I'm Nighthawk, one of your hosts, and I'll bring Eric on here in a second after I do the disclaimer and all the fun stuff, okay? So, copyright disclaimer for Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel. This channel may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act, the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel, all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, to be used for the sole purpose of informing you, the viewing family, of information for educational purposes, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Entertainment value. We can't forget that because it's definitely entertaining. To be used under Section 17, subsection 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known as the Fair Use Act. Ooh, okay, now I'm out of breath just from saying that every time I come on. Okay, thanks. That's a wrap, everybody. We'll see you later. Oh, God, no. All right, let's get that picture off of there. All get to see our bright and shiny faces. And let's see here if I can find a picture. Come on, go up. Sorry, folks, but the internet is not working with me, and neither is StreamYard. There we go. All right. Good morning. Let's see who we got in the comment section here. I'll put that on. Oh, Cynthia, good to see you. Roger Blair, good to see you, brother. Did you get the stickers yet? And Roger, I think I sent you some too. So I'm just double checking. Eric, did you ever get the envelope?
Now, I've searched through all my mail and I'm still searching, but I have not found anything yet. I'll have to resend you my address and make sure it's right.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Juno. Good morning, Beth. Good to see you all. Come and sit with us around the morning coffee table where we're just drinking Java and talking paranormal and supernatural and just all around cryptid weird stuff. You know,
Heck yeah.
We might even get into a little bit of the SHTF stuff. You never know. But for now, I'm going to turn it to the host here and let him bring up whatever topic we're going to start talking about, and then you never know, we might go off the rails from there on. So we specifically talk about one subject in the beginning, but anyways, this is Eric and Eric self, and please describe your.
So, hey everybody, it's my name's Ed Testerman. I'm an author. I'm also do podcast too. I write under my name. My author's name's right here at the bottom here, Ed Testerman. You can find me on Amazon and some audio books and Kindle stuff like that. I just finished a book yesterday that I've been working on for a while. I've got that out to a brother of mine who's proofreading it on his end, and then as soon as I get that back, do some final editing, I'll have another one out. And that's that one I've been talking about. And every now and then I jump on, do a live while I'm writing. It's the very end guard, book one, House of Battle. Vergian. There we go. If I can get the mouth to work today. The Vergian Guard, book one, House of Battle, which is based off of the German World War II werewolves. So it's a good morning, Scott. So I do that, and I have my two shows, which I have one tonight, which is a non-formal show. It's called Campfire Chats with Eric and guests, where everybody's welcome to come on and share their stories. You can either share it in the chat room, and I'll talk about it. I'll bring it up and talk about it. If you got an ability to come on live, you're more than welcome to come on live, and we'll talk. We'll hear your encounters and we'll talk about them. It's just kind of like friends getting together around a campfire. Hence the name Campfire Chats. So that's tonight at 5 o'clock Central. And then Sunday is my formal ones, which Jesus Payon Jr. is coming back on tomorrow. He'll be on with me again tomorrow. He was excited. This is the first chance we was able to get him back on. He wanted to do it last weekend, but with the Super Bowl, me being with family, I didn't do a show last Sunday. So Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time is the Bizarre and the Unknown podcast, which is when you see this logo on YouTube, that's the right spot. And so it's going to be fun, but ours is going to be part 2 of the Giants. The man has a lot of information about Giants. I've still got some more stuff that I didn't get a chance to share the last time I had him on. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that and seeing the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and 50 other movies that Mr. Jesus Payon Jr. himself has been in, come on over, find my channel. Let's have a good night. So that's on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock.
Or it might have fallen off.
So today I was kind of curious during my campfire chats, kind of a breakdown. One weekend, I was kind of showing off what I do, as far as talking with spirits through my phone, and end up having an encounter that went on the rest of the show. Then I went and the next weekend we were talking about stuff, and encounters are kind of slow. So I was like, man, I'll just turn this back on because we had fun doing it that one Saturday. And lo and behold, was getting hits again. And then last weekend when I was on here with, I think it was last Sunday, if I remember correctly, I was on here with William. And if you guys catch the show, you'll see me dart over and look over here at my door, because I had a woman say hello to me while we was live. So I will be talking about some of that stuff tonight. But it got me thinking, I've posed this with, I believe, William, and I know I have with Corey Cole too. I want to ask a question to everybody in here today. How many of you all remember when we were younger, graveyards were surrounded by cast iron fencing? Does anybody else in here remember that? Hey, Overbuilt.
Oh, yes.
Does anybody know why? Does anybody know why the graveyards were surrounded by cast iron fencing?
Keep the dead in.
For those, exactly. Iron is used to keep dead and evil in one spot. Now, if you guys think about it, and it took me a while to realize this myself, and I work for a county entity. I work for a county highway department. So I work around a lot of graveyards when I'm maintaining my sections of responsibility. I cannot remember when this started, but I can, as far back as at least, 13, I can remember graveyards took down cast iron fencing. And you don't see the graves surrounded by cast iron fencing no more. So if you ever watch these shows when I'm on,
well, do you know why they use cast iron?
To keep them in so they don't get out.
Well, it's also a vampire trick too. The only way you can actually kill some cryptids and vampires is with wrought iron stakes.
I did not know about that part. Yeah. But if you look now, none of your graveyards are covered by that. So I got to thinking, and this is purely my theory, what I am trying to build up evidence on. And I've got to find out when they stopped doing this. But like I said, my memory is from 13 on, and it could have been sooner or it could have been around then. When paranormal and supernatural activity has picked up, it seems to me, and I could be wrong, but it's ramped up a lot since they stopped doing that. That's my theory, and I'm still trying to build evidence up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My cane is in the view. That's
Yeah.
my leg right now. I'm sorry. Let me get this out of view. I didn't realize it was in view there. That's how I'm getting around right now. But for me, I've thought about that. It's like, have I had paranormal experiences way before then? Yes, I'm not going to lie about it. I have, but between this supernatural stuff that I've got going on out here, supernatural encounters that I'm hearing everywhere else, paranormal activity out here, paranormal activity I've heard everybody else. It just dawned on me one day, and so far it's supporting it, that this is probably the reason why we're having that issue. It's like salt. A lot of people don't realize, if you want to build a barrier or protection for your land, not only is wrought iron important, but surrounding your property with salt is as well. And that salt will not let evil in. Just like cleansing your house with sage, which I keep sage, and which I'm going to have to do. I'm kind of hesitant because I don't want to get rid of good spirits. But with what I've been dealing with here lately, I may end up having to go around and doing that. But that's kind of something I wanted us to focus on today, and I wanted to get everybody's opinion. Have you noticed the same thing? If you stop and think about it, have you noticed the same thing that I have been lately on the ramping of activity since we stopped doing stuff like that? I remember a lot of funeral homes even had wrought iron around their business when I was younger. And you don't even see that no more. Sorry, I'd get me a drink of coffee real quick. But saltpeter, yeah, you're absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's what you would. Yeah. I mean, that saltpeter is important, which I've got to surround my property with. I have not done it in a while, which I've got to do it again. And I'm wondering, because I mean, I'm not going to sit here and deny I've had demonic and witchcraft activity, not from us, but I've found it out here. Good morning, Angelique. And we've got rid of it once, but I'm wondering if it ain't back, especially considering if you guys have watched my campfire shows. I was telling William about this backstage. In my lives, in my encounters that we've had, the spirit kept talking about him, and seemed to be afraid of him. And good for the libido. Heck yeah, overbuilt. My daughter's friend, they were taking trash out one night, and they come running back to the house. My shop door was open, the light was on, and I haven't been out there because, like I said, right now, this is how I'm getting around. I'm trying to get better because I got to go back to work Tuesday. But her friend saw an old man standing in the doorway with his fist on his hip. So, and then, yeah, William was showing this too, which was interesting because, like I was talking to him, if you actually look at that picture, if anybody knows anything about the jinn, there's a type of jinn called the ghoul. Now, most of the time, your reports were during World War I in no man's land, and also this predominantly have been in the Middle East. That's where the jinn are from. So I beg a question to everybody. They may call them jinn, but could we know them as something else here? A lot like your Bigfoot. Your Bigfoot are known by many names all around the world. I mean, China, the Urin, the Middle East, the Barbanu, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti. Gugwi. Could what we think of as a ghoul, which is a type of jinn, actually be what William here had seen, and what we know as jewel, but they're a ghoul, but they're demonic. I mean, we if you read the stories about jinn, they're demonic. So why would they be just focused in the Middle East? I pose that. I mean, we have to stop thinking one sided here. We have to start thinking, hey, they're not bound to just one area. They're free roaming. I mean, they run from one dimension to another. They could be anywhere. And so what we call, what I'm trying to remember what that is most common, wraith, if I remember right, here in the United States. They're called the wraith, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah, true.
Why couldn't they be the same thing? Because if you look at the images,
Yep, a wraith is an evil spirit.
yeah. And if you look at the images of the wraith, demons, some types of demons, like that picture there, and the ghoul, they look the same. So that's why I'd say, keep an open mind on things, because we may know them as one here, but they could be called something else there. And people, you can't say that, oh, the jinn is subject to the Middle East only. Okay, if that's the case, why did they have stories in World War One and No Man's Land of seeing the ghoul? And for those who don't know, the ghoul is a type of jinn. There's many types of jinn, just like there is different types of people. Most of your jinn are evil or bad. They want to cause harm. Some of them, yes, will help, but usually there's something else in return for the help. Sounds a lot like dark magic to me. I mean, when you think you're controlling a demon that's helping you, they're going to want something else in return. It's that way with a lot of that stuff. So that's something y'all need to think about when you're thinking about supernatural, paranormal, and stuff like that. It's not subject to just one area. You need to open your mind and realize it's worldwide. So it's interesting that I have this spirit here saying him and scared, and then Williams doing that investigation with that picture there. What's the term? Him and fear. And if you look at the image, it's what we know as a ghoul or a wraith. So, what do you guys in chat think about that? I mean, what's your guys' opinion on that stuff? And have you guys noticed, anybody's out there has dealt with paranormal, supernatural, have you guys noticed an increase since they started taking wrought iron down? Oh, I might change my socks out. I stepped in something that's poking me in the foot. But I mean, it's something to think about. And it's just curious because, like I said, for those who follow my show, and I've even talked it on here, I've had an encounter here not too long ago, which is the first time in 31 years I've lived on this property that's ever caused me fear that I knew was being hunted. And I call it a mimic in my deal, because it was mimicking my dogs. Could that be what the spirit was talking about? William last weekend said he saw the spirit behind me right after it was at my doorway and said hello. Corey said, yeah, he goes, I heard her say hello on the podcast.
Yep.
I didn't know that was caught on there. I thought it was just me hearing that. But I noticed here lately, I mean, this activity has jumped a lot. It really has. I don't know if it's more people coming out and not as afraid as they used to be to talk about their experiences, or if something's happening where, is it dimensions colliding together? Is it our end time coming, or, or whatever it is causing an elevation in these encounters? It's the possibilities are numerous on that. I lean more towards we're not practicing the old ways. So therefore, when you forget what worked, and this is one thing people need to realize: the old ways were used for a reason. They worked. People knew. We didn't have um, internet, and we didn't have cell phones or home phones or anything like that back in the old days. But yet, if you go all over the world, the practice with paranormal and supernatural was dang near spot on the same. And now that we don't do that no more, we're opening the gates ourselves to let this stuff back in. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. That's strictly my opinion. We are opening the gates and letting this stuff flood us right now. Yes, yes, Susan. We've lost a lot of our knowledge. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Sorry about that. Good morning, Melissa. It's good to see you, sweetie. Um, I mean, and this is one thing I try to preach on a lot, Susan. I mean, I don't know if preach, educate people on a lot. We need to remember and get back to our old ways. And thank you, William, um, because it worked back then. And if it worked back then, these dang things here, or this thing that we're talking on right here, ain't going to protect you from what's out there. These things are good for spreading knowledge, yes. They're not going to protect you from what's out there. So if you got something that's demonic or malevolent, or not malevolent, vicious, or whatever you want that's coming after you, read up on your old ways. There's a reason why homes had wrought iron fencing. There's a reason why funeral or burial grounds had it. There's a reason why people use salt. There's a reason why people use sage. There's reasons for this stuff because we protected ourselves from that and we've got away from it. So I mean, it's something to think about. Everybody, I can't tell nobody to do what to do. I can just educate you on the stuff and give you a kernel of an ember of knowledge for you to go and look up yourself. And I tell this to everybody on my shows all the time. Don't take what I say for gospel. Take what I say, do your research, and improve on what I've taught. You know, I'm here to help you guys learn something, but don't take what I say for gospel. Take it, do your research, and grow that research and grow that knowledge. That's how and then you pass that down to somebody else. That's how we get this out there. So, and I'm guilty too. Like I said, I haven't used salt here in a while. Now I've got all this other stuff going on. So, it's funny though on the libido, saltpeter, the libido overbuilt said a little bit ago because that's what they used to give us in boot camp. That's why I laughed. But has anybody in here had any encounters that they know of that's happened to them lately? It's good to see Melissa in here. Hopefully David will get in here. I gotta give him more time. But yeah, that's what I find interesting. So you got all this paranormal, supernatural activity, which my theory, this is my theory, paranormal and supernatural are separate entities. They are similar, but they're not the same. You're more violence, you're more physical is done by supernatural than rather than paranormal. From what I've studied, I mean, I could be wrong. This is just from what I've studied, what I've noticed. But I'm sorry, I had something catch my corner of my eye for a second. Let's see here what Overbill said. Not lately. I try to and keep prayed up with Jesus and even pray over Mel most of the time. Yeah. I mean, I get that. I get that a lot, Overbill. I really do. I pray over my mail too because Lord knows everybody wants money and I don't have enough of it to go around. In fact, I can use some more coming in. But no, and that's the thing too. Like, so for one instance, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. I woke up from a dead sleep. I want to say this was probably 8+ months ago. I can't remember off the top of my head. 8+ months ago was the last time this happened. Now this has happened many a times in my life, but I've actually woke up from a dead sleep because there was something that did not feel right in my home. It was something different. It was something not pleasant, not good. The Bible says to test all things. If you aren't sure if it is demonic, you test to see if it declares that Jesus is Lord. Yes, and that's the thing. A demon will not admit that Jesus is Lord. I actually got touched. Oh, Melissa, you did? Oh my God, I hope you get on my show tonight. I got touched last night. We have been reviewing our camera footage this morning. We found it, and you can see an orb go into my hair just before my hair is moved and reacted. Oh, and you're not the only one that has that stuff that happens. Well, that is stuff that happens a lot. Um, yeah, in order to junk for China parts or electronics, I don't want any bad energy. And that's the thing too. I mean, that's a good point, Overbill. I didn't even think about that. Look how much foreign trade you do to find. David side. Oh, awesome, Melissa. It is getting so hard to find made in America stuff anymore. It's always China, Japan, or Taiwan. That is your three biggest ones. Vietnam is even Vietnam's right up there with them. And that's a good point because I don't know if any of y'all know, but look how many encounters, how many testimonies, how many witnesses have talked about they bought something and brought something home with them. That is very possible. So I pose this to you as well. Could these countries making this stuff, shipping it over here, purposely attaching that to cause discord in our country? I don't know, but it's possible. I mean, there's thousands upon hundreds of thousands of cases where they have came into a paranormal place and something was attached to something in that home. And if you couldn't cleanse that thing that's in that home, you had to get rid of that thing to get rid of that spirit. And that don't always work because sometimes that spirit go, you know what? I like this family more than I like this doll. I'm going to stay attached to this home, even though they shoved this doll out the house. That has been reported as well. They found what was attached to, got rid of it, but yet the spirit still remained. So, I mean, yeah, that's possible. Well, yeah, overbuilt. Correct, buddy. You're absolutely correct, and that's why I brought that up because I'm like, are they purposely doing this or accidentally? Or I mean, you cannot leave variables out with a theory. People, so I approach things with a scientific view. You have a hypothesis. And in order to bring that hypothesis to light, you got to have a theory. In order to bring that theory to fact, you have to have 3 controlled tests and then 3 tests of what your theory is about. Combine the data from all those tests in order to have a fact. So when I'm posing theories or a hypothesis, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I tell people all the time, this is my theory because I don't have fact on it. But I've had a hypothesis that's had enough evidence to bring it to a theory. So my hypothesis is, I'm sorry, guys, let me a second. Could they purposely be doing this or unintentionally doing this? Or is it just like a spirit's like, man, I had enough of this place. I'm going to hop on this thing, come over here. All of them are perfectly possible, perfectly good possibilities. It's interesting. I mean, and that could be another reason why we're getting a buttload of activity here now compared to what we used to have. Now, me, I still say a large part of it is people are finally coming open with the cryptid community, the paranormal, the supernatural, the mythological, the folklore. I mean, just the bizarre in total. People are more open to it now because of shows like this. I was listening to a podcast that they were saying that the top executive guys at Tyson's Chicken were doing a ritual in the kill room. I did not know that, Overbuilt. I knew CERN did the Hindu goddess dance. Oh my God, I forgot her name. She's the Hindu goddess of death and destruction. But CERN does that every time before they turn it on. I didn't know about this though. I need to look into that. If you wouldn't mind, Overbuilt, send me that podcast information. I want to look at it. Hi, Penny. Because that's very intriguing, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, I can't dispute that one bit because look at all these look at all these companies has demonic stuff sitting right outside their home. Look at the Vatican with all the serpent and demonic stuff it has outside of it. So the possibility of that being true, Overbuilt, is not far-fetched at all, buddy. It really isn't. I mean, I would love to watch that show. I need to find that show. I mean, if that is actually what they're doing, there's more reason why I'm trying to make this place more self-sustaining than it has been before because I mean, look at it. I mean, anybody who knows me, I'm not a skinny dude. I'm fluffy. I'm not at the damn stage yet, but I'm fluffy. You know, and part of it's from what you eat. The other part is because my broke down butt can't get around like I used to do. I was talking to Corey the other day. I was like, man, I remember as a kid whenever I used to be able to throw a log over my damn shoulder and walk around with it like it's nothing. I do that nowadays. I'm curled up in a ball. Okay, I'll dig and try to figure out which one it was, but it's been a while to listen loud. Dude, I mean, yeah, that'd be perfect here. And I'll if any of you guys have an encounter that you want me to talk about on the show or do a video on, I'm doing one for Corey right now, Corey Coles. I'm trying to build it. I was working on that before I came on. Email me here. Let me type this in here. At Gmail. And I'll look into whatever you have to share. I'll look into it. If you guys want me to do a video or talk about it on one of my lives, I'll be more than glad to do it. But if you find that, Overbuilt, why did that not send? Interesting. Let me try. Why is this dang internet or my
Morning,
phone
Stuart.
has not had? Hey, Stuart. My dang phone in this back room just doesn't work very good. If I can freaking spell right now. I'll try to put it by the window. It seems like my phone works better if I have it by the window. Let's see if that pops up this time. Okay, it's not working. I'll have to type it in here. I moved rooms and I have a new office now. And so the signal on my phone don't work as good back here as it used to. So now it should pop up. Hit me up on there, and if you find that, and I'll look into that because that's something interesting. If I need to do more research and find more places to do this stuff, and just do a show on that one day. I know we've touched on it here. Hey, Tracy. How's it going, sweetie? Um, but you also, when it comes to a lot of the supernatural and paranormal too, if you notice, some things are more ramped up during certain times of the year. So, like right now, we're in the winter season. Uh, you'll have certain entities when this is more paranormal than or supernatural than it is paranormal. You have different kinds of cryptid and supernatural encounters on this time of year versus another time. Hold on a second.
Heroes like this not happening, so it's gonna take her longer.
Okay. Oh, I'm in the middle of the show right now. But and that's interesting because like I always talk about my guest, which I can't talk a lot about my guest right now because I'm under contract with this docu series I'm with Linda Eastberg called Byways of Bigfoot. But even my guest is seasonal now. Has this last year has been different. I've been having. I've got to be careful on what I say. I've had more activity from my guest this year for a longer period at a different seasonal time than I'm used to. I think I can say that and be okay. Which as soon as I'm done with the docu series and it's out, and I'm probably going to do a show on just Bigfoot and my encounters alone because I've got a mountain of evidence. So if you guys get a chance, keep an eye on Linda Eastburn's channel and look for Byways of Bigfoot. There's we found a lot of good stuff. But normally they're seasonal. Now, have I had there's another type that's around here, and this I can talk about because it's not a part of that show. Is it, Tracy? I'm sorry. Are y'all catching me at the moment? Am I still frozen up? Jacob, I'll get Snow on here for a minute. He's been dancing around my feet. Okay, good. So I live along the Niagara River. The Niagara River is just to the east of me, maybe an eighth of a mile, hair over an eighth of a mile from my house. Okay, good overbill. So not only do I have Bigfoot activity that uses the Niagara River and is at my house, but dogmen have been known to use that river, and we've had issues in the past. If you stop and think about it, that we thought was cougars when we were younger is actually dogman. Fits a lot with a dogman attack than it does a cougar. So, watch it. All right. Come here and say hi. Come on. I know you want to. Come on. There you go. There he goes. There you go, Tracy. There's Snow. Ah, that's my mouth. You gonna say hi to everybody you've been wanting up? Ah, quit. That's my mouth. Get up there, you little turd bomber. So I mean, it's possible now.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes, he's turned into an internet whore ever since his first time he's been on a live. He's like, I got to be on the internet. That's my ear, dude. So I mean, back into it. So I mean, it's with seasonal, with cryptid or supernatural. Penny, okay. So for those of you that haven't seen the show before, Snow is my late mom's dog. And Snow didn't like anybody but my mom for a long time. And I'll be honest, the first time he snipped me, I slapped him out of my mom's lap and across the living room floor because I was showing him who was dominant in the home. And ever since then, he's been my buddy. It's okay, Penny. I knew what you meant, sweetie. I knew what you meant. But he has liked nobody but mom or me. So when Mom passed away, Dad's like, well, it looks like you got a new dog, because he never liked Dad unless Dad had food on his fork. Um, so when Mom passed away, I had Snow. Now, me and Snow are very, very, very connected, because we kind of helped each other through Mom's death. Uh, I've got him and I've got Thor. Thor's in the other room because Thor likes to take his bullwhip tail and hit things anytime he hears something where I touch him, because he's like, "Oh my God, there's human connection from Daddy," and you'll hear it throughout the computer, throughout the live. So I have to keep him out, otherwise he'd be right at my feet right now. But Snow's my buddy. He gets very depressed when I'm not home. He'll just lay in my bed or his bed and not eat. Hey, Ray, it's good to see you, buddy. And so he's everywhere I'm at. Snow's with me. He's got to be held by me. He's got to be next to me. He's got to be right around me. I can't even go poop without this dog sitting right there. It's like, hello, you've left me. So it's funny as hell. But he's my little buddy. He is. He's my buddy. I don't even know where my puppy is. He was with my other half in Kentucky, and he died. Oh, his family raised me from life. That is sad. My animals, they're like my children. I love them to death. Do they aggravate the hell out of me? Yes, they do. But they're like my children. I mean, they're my animal children. I'm very, very connected with a lot of mine. They all know that I'm the alpha, though. I mean, we established that pact in the home of who the alpha is. So, and he's spoiled rotten. But he's an old boy, and he's still kicking. That's my ear, dude. Quit. Why are you obsessed with my ear? But he's my buddy. So I figured Jacob would like to see Snow this weekend. So, but no. So we're back on subject. Sorry, guys. So that's why I'm curious, and I need to get more in tune with more people and get more encounters, because I want to put this theory into fact, because I think this is in this cryptid, the supernatural and paranormal field that we're all in. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Scott. Very much. Hey, Tex, how you doing? I was just talking about you the other day with Corey Cole. But it's good to see you in here, Tex. Oh, that's cool, Overbuilt. But I want to hear, because this is a problem in
Tex has
the
been busy lately.
Yeah, he has. Me and Corey Cole was just talking about him the other day. I was talking to Corey on the phone when I was getting his stuff done, which I forgot to finish this up today. But the problem with the cryptozoological field, the paranormal field, the supernatural, the folklore, just everything in general, is everybody wants to say my. It's only my way. There's no other way but my way, and that is what kills us. I think that's either purposely. Well, it's probably so. Either it's purposely done this way to keep us divided, so we don't get the evidence out there. B, it's just people are too egotistical to want to side with another person. Or C, it's all the above. I lean more towards C. But if we can come together, I think this is one thing that we all can agree on when it comes to supernatural and paranormal, or supernatural and cryptid, is a lot of things are seasonal based. I mean, if we come together and we pull our resources together, we can take that theory and probably make it a fact. And I could be wrong. It may not be seasonal based, but there seems to be a lot of it that is. And that's what I'm wondering. about my little experience here lately is if that thing that hunted me, a couple weekends ago was a seasonal based or not.
You just
Casey,
emerged.
just speak up for me, Eric.
You
Just know
just
for me.
emerged.
After bedtime before he gets back in the cave now.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
You're right, but there's Jacob.
you
There's
can't.
Jacob.
Oh,
There's Jacob.
There's Jacob.
I just came out of my cave.
Hey, look at him, the kissy kissies.
Say hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Tex, thanks, buddy. It's good seeing you in here. I've got to get back on your shows. For some reason, I haven't been
Okay,
getting
good boy.
hit on them, so I got to check out and see if it unsubscribed me. You're welcome, Penny. Yeah, he's spoiled. He is spoiled. Man, I tell you, it was good seeing Tex in here. That man is busy. If y'all haven't watched Tex's show, you really got to watch Tex's show. That man has got a ton of information. I would love to get him on my show one day. But I think this is something. And this is we need.
All you gotta do is ask him.
I may have to. But really, and this is what kills us is this division that we have. We need to quit being divided here. We need to come together. Just because I don't agree with your theory doesn't mean that your theory is wrong or my theory is wrong. Everything is a theory until it's proven fact. So until it's proven fact, a theory is just a theory. So there can be different kinds of theories, but until we come together and start narrowing these theories down into fact, we're not going to have our fact, and we're going to stay divided. I'm a firm believer that certain powers to be, I guess would be a good way to put it on here, purposely divide us so that our information does not come out. So that's where we got to come together, all of us. And that's why I love being on here with William. That's when I love having DA on my show or Jesus on my show or whoever else I have on my show come together, which I'm talking with Roger with Mud Fossils. And I may be having Roger come on my show. I've got emailing back. I haven't heard from him. But we need to come together so that we can start getting the facts out there. So there ain't none of them because we got all these satellites that hit this stuff. And, if they can find a mouse, farting in the woods and then they can find a Bigfoot, I guarantee you they found a lot of it. They're not going to put it out there. They're purposely hiding this from us. And
Yep.
So that's where we have to come together to get it out there because things are purposely hidden from us for a reason. In order to keep us more subjugated or what they call there will be mass hysteria and there will be anarchy if people knew. Man, people's known about this for thousands of years. You guys purposely took it from us. So I don't believe in that there'll be anarchy and stuff like this because it's ingrained in us about this stuff. There's a reason why we have fear of the dark, folks. There's a reason why we have fear of things that move when it shouldn't move. There's reason why we have fear when you have a certain feeling. Because we've dealt with this stuff the entire existence of mankind. No kidding, Penny. Well, I think I heard something about that, Penny. The other day, because I don't watch the news, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not watch the news. I'm tired of the BS that's on the news. But somebody was telling me that we had a meteor coming. And I didn't realize it was danger close, though. Yeah, well, that's what Space Force is supposed to be for, Penny, is stuff like that. It's, supposedly, we have a galactic federation out there. But I didn't know it was danger close. I knew it was coming. I heard that news that it was coming. I just didn't know it passed by danger close. But if you want to think biblical, look look at the meteor wormer reader. I can't even say that properly. It's going to impact with the Earth and turn 2/3 of the Earth's water into red toxic waste that can be used and kill 2/3 of the animal population. So that is possible if what the biblical side of it says is true. Which, if anybody knows me, knows I'm not a big fan with the Bible we read nowadays because of who it's written, how much stuff has been kept out or changed. And if you don't believe me, read your Torah, read your Quran, and read the Bible, and you'll see a lot of stuff that's missing or has been changed. They have no plan to. Okay, I read that part. Close is the aspect of detection. How they know things. Yeah, I mean you're right, Penny. But I pose this to you, Penny. It's actually I'm kind of glad you brought this up. I mean, this is not your paranormal or supernatural, but I pose this to you. You say they had no way of knowing, but yet we have telescopes. Hey, Woo Train, what's happening, buddy? So I pose this question to you: if they can see if they can see to the edge of our galaxy, either A by satellite or they can find other stuff by telescope, why can they not see a meteor coming to you? So I want you guys to think about this. Anybody on this show is going to know things are purposely put out there to scare us, to keep our mind off of something that's going on.
We're saying. Oh man. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you're right, Penny. And that's why I'm trying to pose this to everybody out there. If they could see the stuff, they could definitely see a comet or a meteor or whatever coming at us. I think they try to tell us, oh, it's this or this or this to cause fear. Because, I mean, okay, so take this for instance. And I hope this, I'm trying to think how I can say this without getting the show shut down here. Yeah, Juno. I don't watch the news anymore either. I haven't about a year plus.
Don't do that.
Yeah. When a certain list from a certain island of party favors and theme park theatricals was brought out to take a certain person down, and the list did not have that certain person on it, but had somebody else on it that controls a corporation, and then all of a sudden you have the Miami mall shooting. Or anytime a certain entity tries to push a certain thing against our constitutional right, another thing happens. So it's all smoke and mirrors, folks. And we have to think about this. A lot of stuff is smoke and mirrors. Is some of it true that's there? Yes. But when you have this going on and they don't want you guys to know about it, they're going to cause this to happen over here. And focus on this, not this.
Now
this
Eric,
Eric,
you know darn well they're going to call you a conspiracy nut. You know darn well they're going to call you a conspiracy nut because of about that.
Yeah. You know what I love about conspiracy, folks, is there's always a new one for me to go on because the other ones get proven fact. I'm a fortune teller, baby. I tell you the future when you say it's conspiracy and then gets proven fact. So conspiracy, there's always a new one for me to go after, baby. I don't care. Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
I made bread. It's got the homemade butter on it. Try it.
All right, think about it, girl.
Try it real quick. See if it's good.
Okay, well, I gotta get. Hold on a second. I'm on a live. Give me 1 minute here. Sorry, folks. My daughter made some homemade bread with homemade butter. She wanted me to give it a try. But that's why I posed that to you. Was that comment a near miss? Was it? Huh?
There's conspiracy theory at its best right there.
Yeah. So I pose this to you. Was it actual near miss or was it a smoke show to get your mind off of how let's say this? When somebody can't stand trial, when somebody can run a business, how are they mentally capable of running that business, a big corporation business, but are not mentally capable of standing a trial for a crime? And when that fact is brought up, now you have a comet that near misses Earth. Could that comet have near missed? Yes, it absolutely could have near missed. Could it be? I pose this to you: could it be more of a smoke show and not as close of a near miss as people say? I need to get that action figure right there. Colts run more of the world than people know.
I just thought I'd pop that up.
Yeah, it's true. But did you see that? I like that little action figure down there at the bottom of the reptilian. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Penny, you're absolutely right. That's why I don't subscribe to Scientology, because so there's science and there's paid for science, folks. I'm pretty sure everybody on this show is going to know that. Those who watch us later on don't. You have to realize that is, unfortunately, the cold, hard truth. You have actual science, which is what I like, and then you have bot science. Now, bot science, you can always tell when bot science is bot science because they're going to tell you that these people are expert on this subject, yet they have no skill, no training, no nothing in that subject. And the people who are actually experts, the guys who actually study this, have done everything, are trying to tell you, no, this person ain't right. They're doing true science and they're getting hushed so that the paid science, like a certain individual that was trying to purchase a certain thing, that tried to run from a lot of stuff because his butt got in a lot of trouble when truths were coming out about a certain substance that they tried to put in you. I can't see. Yeah.
Says Trump dropped a new bombshell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat crap on my feelings on things. Am I a Trump supporter?
Yep.
You're absolutely 100%. Is there things he says and does I'm like, oh, man, probably shouldn't do it. But at the same time, that's the reason why I like to do. But my main reason, folks, is he is actually helping, which we have to help him, is get the world back on track. That's why I am. But he's one man, folks. He's one man. He needs all our help. You know, we need to come together. We need unity back. You know, I know everybody in here has heard this saying, but I don't think a lot of people have actually took this saying to heart and really thought about this saying. United we stand, divided we fall. And you guys really need to think about that saying and how much truth is in that saying. And look what's happening to us today. And this is not just in politics. This is in our cryptozoology. This is in paranormal. This is in supernatural. This is in mythological. This is in folklore. This is in any of that stuff, folks. We need to be united and not divided. Otherwise, we'll never know. So that's why I pose this question to you about this stuff on the show, is because we need to really think about this stuff. We need to come together. if we're going to get the truth out there, we have to be united, folks. So that's why on my shows or on here, I always ask people, what's your opinion? What's your theory? What do you guys think about this? Is because we need to come together. And if my show can help bring people together, and me being on here with William can bring people together, let's do her, baby. Let's do her. Because that's what it's all about. Yeah. That's like I was saying earlier, too.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir. That is what it's all about. It's about family. I know I haven't talked too much today, guys, and I apologize for that. But I am just I'm wiped out from last night, and I've got orders from my doctor to take it easy. So I'm just giving my lungs a rest from talking all the time this morning. But I agree with everything Eric has said and everything that's going on in the chat. You guys are awesome. We love you guys very much. Customers, you're not clients, you're not chat people. You are family, okay? And as such, if you need anything as far as investigations, advice on paranormal and supernatural, really anything, even prayers, let everybody know, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, coming up here in the near future. I talked about a lot of it last night, and him is coming. Okay, and he's not coming alone. All right, if you know what I mean. The demonic veil, the veil of between our worlds, what you call a veil, I call the gray realm or the shadow realm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these entities that people are seeing with the red glowing eyes or the black eyes, those are demonic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how other way to describe it. I mean, you can describe it as demonic, as jinn, as just evil spirits, but into my computer. Hold on. Anyways, the shadow realm, our government, our secret, shadow government, our so-called military industrial complex, which is, and I'll name off some of the names too, and I don't care, the Cheneys, okay, the Bush, the Clintons,
Shifts.
the Obamas, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Carlyles, they're all in it together. They're all in it together, folks. Okay, we're talking the 1% of the 1%, and there's several others that are involved in all of this, and they're going to be doing psyops on us, which they're probably doing already. They're doing mind manipulation crap on us every minute of the day. They're using holograms to get us to see things, that aren't really there. There's all kinds of things happening. Okay, all kinds of things happening, and we can chalk some of it up to what CERN has done and screwed up our world that we actually live in. Okay, they in the parallel worlds and the parallel universes. Okay, they tore it, and now we're seeing entities that we hardly ever saw before. Okay, and that's just the plain truth. Okay, that's just the plain truth of it all. All right. And I've been trying to explain that to everybody for the longest time, but I'm only one voice. You all in the chat are family. You carry that voice. You stand strong. You stand on your faith. Okay. And you go full forward. Okay. You don't let nothing stop you. Okay. Wu Train, Juno, Prospect in USA, Angelique, Penny Van, all of you, Melissa and David and Roger and Scott, you know, Juno, you know, you all are family. Okay, you're all connected now in that sacred hoop. Okay, in that spider web, and you got to remember, and you know, as long as we live that way and are aware of certain things, we should be okay. All right, but there's going to be a lot of evil stuff happening over the near future. Okay, and I'm just saying, call it what you want, call it the Armageddon, call it, the end of the world. Um, I don't believe it's the end of the world. I believe that our world, because of our energy, goes on. Um, the above the firmament. I mean, there's so many labels for it. The universe, the galaxies, all that. As I explained last night on my podcast. Okay. NASA is holding back, should be allowed to know. By the CIA and the FBI and the administration of the shadow government, that they keep this stuff from us. Okay, keep it from us for a reason, to keep us subdued and under their thumb. Okay.
Oops. Hey, William. There.
So, but there is going to be an evil presence coming, and we need.
I think you froze up, brother. If you can hear me.
Anybody hear me in the chat? Dave would shut me down. I knew it. I knew that they would shut me down. I knew it.
There you are.
I freaking knew it. Did
There
anybody
you
hear
are, brother.
Yeah. Did they shut me down in the middle of that?
Yep. Yeah, and your everything you was talking about, you're spot on, brother.
Yeah, but they shut me down. You see how it works? That's how it works, everybody. They have devices everywhere, okay? And I'm not paranoid, all right? I've been in the military. I know what they have and their capabilities are, okay?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've done special access programs in the military. I don't trust anybody that deals with the shadow government. Okay. It's like some of these prominent families that I mentioned, and that's why they shut me down just now. They didn't like me talking about it because it exposes their whole agenda. And their agenda is to always keep us under their thumb or to kill us off, to use us for experiments, for mind manipulation, for making things happen, subconsciously, that we think about when we're sleeping, that they bring forth the light. Okay. That's a program. Okay. That's actually a special access program that I actually observed. Okay. It's sleep deprivation chambers were used in that whole thing that I witnessed. And, they are into, and I believe that, this from World War II. I don't think we won World War II. I think they came to an agreement, okay, with the Nazis. Why do you think we got all those Nazi scientists and all that material and information, okay, that my dad told me about, from Patton? And they are continued working. The shadow government of ours is continued working with the Brill Society. They just moved it to America. Okay, that's all they did. They moved the Brill Society and the Nazis to America that were scientists.
America and
They
Ukraine.
capitalized on that, and the Nazis capitalized on that. Now our country is in cohorts with the Nazis again over there at the so-called, WW123. Okay, so call it what she is, but you put lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig. Okay. And that's what we have with our government right now. And I hate to say it. I'm an American. I'm a patriot. I love my country. I fight for my country. I have fought for my country, and I will continue to fight for my country until my dying breath. Okay. So, I just wanted to put that out there, that you got to be careful what you say, because as you guys saw just now, as the more I got into talking about the secret stuff that they were doing, they shut me down. They literally shut me down. They interfered with the video. Okay. So, do we have things being podcasters and whoa. Okay. And I just had a full body apparition pop up right in front of me here and then disappear right by my door.
What it look like?
Right by my sage I've got. Yeah. I could just a head, shoulders, arms, and legs. It wouldn't. I didn't get any detail. It was like looking through steam. But anyways, yeah, I know. I go on and on about that overbuilt. You're right. I don't mean to, but so many people don't care. It's like the TVs and the radios and the cell phones are all and the way that they're manipulating everybody now. Okay, buy this, buy that, don't go here, believe in this. They started all these religions to keep mankind separate. They started all of these political division parties to keep mankind separate. They started, messing with the school systems with our children and our grandchildren to keep us all separate. Do you see the cycle? This is a cycle, people. The old, strong generation of World War II is almost gone. Okay. Then the new generation comes up, and this shadow government does this shit every 100 years or a little less. Okay. Depending on when the last of the previous generation die off. Okay. Why do you think that they had the cough back in 2020? To kill off that generation. Okay. To kill off that generation. A lot of us lost a lot of dear loved ones during that. In itself. Okay. I'm just putting it out there to everybody. Okay. We're family. We need to stick together. We need to build up our spiritual strength, because this hell war is coming, and he is coming for us. Okay. And they are with him. Plain and simple. I don't know how much more to say, but Eric, it's your show. You go ahead and continue. I'm just going to sit here. I'm running out of breath already. So
No, I'm glad you said something. I do want to touch basis on one thing that Overbuilt said here a little bit ago. Let me get up to it, because I don't think you guys realize how accurate Wu Train is on this. I knew Sam Walton personally. He was friends with a friend of ours down in Pineville, Missouri. And I would go with our family friend Mike and Sam to feed and hay cattle. So you're to a point, you are correct on that, Wu Train.
It's all good.
Hey, Benny, it don't matter. I loved hearing that stuff. You can email me all that stuff. If you don't mind me, I'll do a show on it. But anyways, so Wu Train, you are correct to a point. Sam Walton himself was not that way. But things that I have done in the military will point to I guess we'll just be blunt. His kids took over. They changed what Sam Walton stood for. I don't shop at Walmart. If I shop at Walmart, because it's the last option I have to do. I do not shop at Walmart because of what they've turned Walmart into. Walmart has been caught. And okay, let me ask you this: you guys remember a couple of years ago when they were talking about the ships who ran aground in the Egyptian up the Nile River there by the Egyptian pilots on those boats? Eric, my keyboard is always so messed up. That's fine. I mean, I understand. Do you guys realize the two entities that own them two ships? One ship was owned by one entity, the other one was owned by another. And I can tell you now that was the Clintons and Walmart. So many times in human trafficking that I dealt with in my military career, you'd be surprised how often the Clintons and Walmart was involved on the human trafficking. I mean, it's your tales. You're absolutely correct. I do not support NATO, and I do not support the UN, and I do not support WU because they are against humanity. You go anywhere that them entities have touched, and you can see how that world is degraded and what has happened. There is numerous accounts of human trafficking or stuff that's happened to kids when those entities have been in that area. And a country that was doing okay or thriving is now no longer doing anything. They are poorer than poor. So I agree. I agree with you 100% there, Tails. But I just wanted to touch bases on that, Wu Train. Get out from trafficking and they bring them to safe houses and stay. Let me pop that up there, Wu Train. Give me 1 second, buddy. I direct a family that helps girls get out from trafficking, and they bring them to safe houses and stay in them 7 days at a time, and then rotate. I mean, that's perfect. That is 100% perfect, Wu Train. People do not realize how rampant that is. Are we ourselves slaves? Yes, we are paid slaves, but the slaves that we think of, people don't realize actually is happening right outside your door, right down a main road on a daily basis, and nobody knows it. Where I live at, you got the two major highways, interstates that connect the world, and how much of that actually goes up and down them highways that you drive by on a daily basis and don't even know. I made a career out of this stuff. Folks, this stuff is and everybody involved there's a reason. Let's see. There's a reason why I no longer sport the big D, and I don't mean Dallas or divorce. We'll just put it that way. The stuff I've seen in my time in the military, I don't even support the big R. I don't even support the big R. I believe in the Constitution. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. And this is something that I remember as a kid growing up being taught about us being a republic. But now everything's democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. And we need to get back into that. Perfect, Wu Train. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be awesome, buddy. That would be awesome. Yeah, perfect. But there's many organizations out there that's fighting that. I was just on the military side of it. And what I know that's happening behind the scenes that people don't see on a daily basis, there's more going on than what people realize. We just have to live through this pantomime until it's over to wake people up. Go ahead, brother. Sounds good, Penny. I'll check it out here in a minute, sweetheart. But and so this is why I say all the time, and I've said it over and over and show people, we need to come together and unite. Get our message out there. Either A, share these videos, in which I highly recommend. Share William's videos, share our videos, share DA's, Jesus, Freddie's, Tex. I mean, share everybody's videos. We're not just talking about on the political side. We're talking about everything in general. The cryptid, supernatural, paranormal, mythological, folklore, the bizarre just in itself. Please share our information. Do your research and let's grow these theories and make them fact. We can't do it just ourselves. We need your guys' help to do this as well. The more people who get involved on this information, on any side of this that we talk about on any of these shows. Okay, William, not a problem, buddy. Sorry.
My computer is
We
going
need
crazy.
you guys. I'm sorry, man. I'm hoping mine's still staying pretty good. But we need to come together and we need to build this on every part of this aspect. I don't do political stuff on my shows. That's why it's nice to be able to come on here because I can do political stuff on here.
Can you hear me now?
We need to grow. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good. Now,
But I love hearing what you guys have to say. And when you guys interact in these chats, on these lives that I do with William or by myself, man, having you guys interact on these chats, hearing your guys' thoughts, that's why I do this stuff, folks. I love hearing your guys' stuff. I live in let's see, I forgot some stuff. I think we may have been run by the breakaway civilization. Yeah, stream is run fine. I live in 100% conservative country, still happens. Yeah. Now, what you guys need to realize, there is two governments that's in play right now. You have the corporation, which a certain individual controls, and you actually have the constitutional government, which somebody else is running behind the scenes to expose the corporation. There's more involved what's going on, folks. Do not let this stuff drag you down. Do not let this upset you. Do not let this. That is what certain individuals want. There's more going on that you guys do not know about. But if you do your research, you'll know more. I got to be careful on what I say because certain things get taken down on certain platforms. But I mean, thank you guys for interacting with us today. This is what's awesome. But I love all this stuff, man. I love everything dealing. I'm going to mess your name up, and I apologize. Disintegral. Great to find you guys. It just happened to pop up after I asked whatever I was trying to communicate to me. Give some answers. Keep going. Messages in around from food to the. Hey, it's great to have you in here. It's thank you for coming. I'm going to call you Dis because I'm going to mess your name up. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm just a hillbilly from Missouri, and I am dyslexic as I'll get out. So reading and writing is extremely hard for me. It's ironic that I'm an author, but it is. Yeah. But, Williams is a great show to find.
Disintegral.
It's awesome to have you in here. Follow William's show. Follow mine on the Bizarre and the Unknown. If you see that logo on YouTube, you'll find me. This is what we do. Uh, so to have you come on, this is awesome. Everybody, let's welcome this individual. Thank you very much for being here. And we hope you encounter with blah, 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 blah. We hope that you continue to follow us and interact with us, because this is what we do this for. This is why William does this show. This is why I do my shows and these shows with William, is you folks. Without you guys, we would not be here. Without you guys, we could not do what we do. So everybody who follows us and interacts with us is very, 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 very much welcomed and everything, because you guys are here for us and we're here for you. You know, like William says all the time, we are a family. We need to be that way. Oh, London. Oh, yes. There's a lot of stuff going on over in Britain. Awesome. Yeah, if you can look up YouTube on the Bizarre and the Unknown, and you see that logo right there, that's my regular shows. But I'm glad to have you here. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in Britain people don't know either. Kind of like here in the U.S., there's a lot more behind the scenes. And one thing that I want to touch on that William was talking about earlier is, William, you're 100% right on, we never won World War II. We signed a peace agreement. And there's 3 places in this world that party had went to: Ukraine, Argentina, and California. And I'll let you guys do your research on that. Oh, this stuff is flying here. Let me try to get caught back up. I'm sorry. A battle of light and dark has been literally playing out in my life. I've literally watched particles of light and black fighting over that happens so much more than you realize, bub. Disintegral. So much more than you realize. You need to keep your positive energy. If you don't want to get affected, keep positive energy within you. Do your research on how you protect yourself. Wrought iron, like we was talking about earlier. Salt, like we was talking about earlier. Sage, like we was talking about earlier. Keep your home blessed. I told my ex and the others that something bad was coming back in 2016. It was near now. Something wicked. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, Penny. A lot of stuff. On Rumble, Jacob Juan Osavin. I'm not sure on that one. Oh, is that what that video you was talking about earlier, Overbuilt? There's an energy of decay and corruption taking over all the cities, and important to leave these cities. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but it's not just the cities; it's worldwide. This integral, it's worldwide. I mean, I live out in the country. I live out in. Let's see if I can. I live out in the country, out in the boonies, and I can tell you now, we even have that stuff here. I live literally out in the middle of nowhere, and so it's. But you're right.
It's like I
the
said.
biggest concentration.
It's like I said.
Go ahead, William. I'm sorry, brother.
Well, it's just, like I said, though, the way the evil is coming in, it's, like you said, with the wrought iron fencing, and, then we have, basically institutions owned by the government, or at least influenced by the shadow government, which is Smithsonian, NASA, and God knows whatever else they're getting into. Okay.
Corporate government.
Pretty much. Yeah, you can pretty much just sum it up as they're in everything. Okay. They can take what you have from you without any reason at all. Okay. We're protected in America under the Constitution, but they don't recognize the Constitution. Okay. They really don't. So I mean, how many of us know that the federal court system, if their American flag is gold, uh, has gold fringing all around it, that's an indication that it's not a typical court. It is the maritime court. Okay. That is a maritime flag. Okay. So you are literally under laws by the Queen's country under maritime law. Okay. So when you go to court and you see, an American flag up there by the judge with the gold fringe on it, that's a maritime court. Okay. And as such, you should do your research in maritime law. Okay. So, that's pretty much, and you know how I learned that? I learned that because I am so far in debt from paying medical bills for the cancers and stuff and the continued medical stuff on me that I literally have to use the maritime pirate law to get these collection agencies off my back. And I had to do it under the premise of they are doing it and it's killing me faster, because of their constant bombardment of trying to collect on debt that I can't physically pay, from medical bills. So, you have to know how to work it. Okay. You have to know how to tell, if you're in court, how to respectfully tell a judge what they're doing to you and why you feel that you are the victim in the thing. And usually, if you word it right, you will come out a victor. So maritime law, look it up, study it. I've done my little bit of research on it, and because it's a very different type of way of doing things. Okay, and I never knew that we were under maritime law until I found out about the American flag with the gold fringe around it. Okay,
Yep.
so if you see that, that's a representation of it. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. Yes, it is. Go ahead, Eric. I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, I just wanted to make
No,
it
you're
clear that they're using they're using their deceptive ways against us, and we are still technically even under the royal family's decree from the so-called revolution, the independence revolution in 1776. That's another agreement that our government made back in that day, with the Queen at the time. So, you know, us can't that why do you think they call Canada little USA? Okay. Little USA is Canada. Okay. And this current government that we have, the shadow government we have, wants to make Canada, Mexico, and the United States one nation.
Yep.
They tried passing the bill recently. Oh my God, it just had a big orb. I gotta put a camera facing that door. That is something else.
Heck yeah.
I gotta charge this though. Dang it! I gotta get the video off of this camera that I've got because
Heck yeah, I can't wait to see the images.
Recording for 5 hours during the late night.
So I want to touch.
I'm really getting short-winded, man. So you go ahead and do what you need to do.
To kind of break what William was saying down, people don't look. Let me give you a little history lessons. After the Revolutionary War, we were in extreme debt. Now, we owed France a big debt because France came in to help us. Now, in order to gain our financial regains back, we had two options. Either A, we go in debt with France, or B, we go in debt with somebody we're familiar with. Now, we were, as the United States, where we're familiar with Britain. Therefore, we knew what would happen and stuff like that. So when we signed over our rights and we became lost naval property, hence the fringe around the flag, we are considered lost naval property. We are not living, nor are we dead. Hence the Social Security cards, hence the birth certificates. It's all sold as a financial gain, what they think we're worth. That is where that came from. That's why we became naval property. We are lost British naval property. We do not have, if you go by the corporation courts or the maritime courts, however you want to put it, we are living, nor are we dead. That's where you have to educate yourself, like he said, because in all actuality, they have no law over us if we know how to do it right. So that's what happened, and that's when we became naval property. What are you guys barking at? Became naval property was because of that right there. So until you guys get educated, and don't take what we say to heart. You can actually do your research on it. You got to dig. You really, 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 really got to dig on this. But you'll see what we're saying is true. That's why I said earlier, there's two governments. There is the corporate, and there is the constitutional. You need to do your research to help yourself out. So yeah. You're right. You're right, Dis. You're absolutely right. That's why William and I do our shows. You know, he's got his shows, and he's got shows that I'm on with him. I've got my shows, which when he's doing better, can't wait to have William on one of my shows. Oh man, I'm waiting for that, brother. Haven't asked you because I've been waiting for you to kind of get your energy back. But you know, it's
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
this
trying.
is. So I'm a firm believer that people were brought together for a reason. There's a reason why William and I had become friends. And yes, it was through D.A. Roberts. There's a reason why we do this show together. There's a reason why we do our shows the way we do our shows. We are like-minded individuals. Do we agree on everything? No. I love that, dude. Y'all think about this. If we all thought the same, liked the same, talked the same, we'd be in a pretty damn boring world. And you couldn't get nothing done because it's all the same. When like-minded people come together with their theories, with their opinions, with their research, yeah, you're absolutely right, William. New reptilian world. This is where we come together to get truth, is people like us, regardless if we agree on everything or not, we talk it out. And then once we talk this out, we get it out there. You know, I cannot, you know, so we'll take portals. Some people believe Bigfoot come in and out of portals. I'm not a subscriber to that. Everything I've seen in my life has not ever pointed to that. Now, is there portals in this world? 100% there's portals in this world. If you guys watch my show I did a couple weekends ago on a Bermuda Triangle, you have 12 locations that are identical to the Bermuda Triangle. And there's 6 above the equator, 6 below the equator, and they're all lined up perfectly for each other's. And our ancestors said they used them as portals to transport from one part of the world to the other. Could Bigfoot accidentally go in a portal and come out of one? Abso-freaking-lutely. There's portals that appear on land, underwater, on top of the water, in the sky, above the land. They pop up out of anywhere. It's a natural phenomenon with our Earth's energy and our magnetic force comes together. Why? That's why you have pyramids. That's why you have obelisk. They are there to harness that energy so that you can create these things. Now that we do not practice that anymore, is there rampant ones that pop out? Yes. Now, could part of that have been brought on by CERN, along with what I was talking about earlier, with the increase of paranormal, supernatural stuff happening? Very, very high possibility that's why that's happened. CERN could have increased a lot of this stuff. And William and I had talked about that one day on this show, how we think CERN may be behind a lot of this stuff. But I'm also a firm believer that we are not practicing the old ways. So you got them two combinations coming together to have what we're having now. Yes. Well, and this, think about that aircraft that was flying over the Bermuda Triangle that warped ahead. What was it? 2 hours, 43 minutes, if I remember correctly. And to tell me that don't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. It is documented.
Yeah.
It's all been documented. It's there. Places like the Bermuda Triangle, I believe at one time the power was harnessed and was able to not be what it is now, as destructive as it is now, because we harnessed it correctly. Our ancestors did. The fact that we're not harnessing it correctly, or a certain entity has corrupted it, could be why we have what we have now and it's unstable. So therefore you get missing people, you get shipwrecks, you get plane wrecks, you get missing ships, you get missing planes. I mean, that is a possibility. That is a theory that I subscribe to. That's one of my opinions just out of the research that I've done. So absolutely. So a lot of it seems to play with our perceptions of death and reality. It's almost yes, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is if you do not keep your positive energy and you do not keep a level head on you, this is why I think we are dumbified to everything that's going on. Is because this is where their anarchy comes from. Is the fact that we can't mentally handle it no more because of how they dummified us. Yes, yeah, you're right. You're right, Dis. Hey, Chris, how you doing? So, I mean, that is all those are very high probable possibilities. And it's not just in the UK. It's not just in the UK. Hey, love you. Thank you for coming in, Angie. But it's, and that's the thing. That's why I tell you guys on this show, and I tell people on my show all the time, you need to keep a positive attitude. We need to be regrounded with Mother Earth. We seriously are so disconnected with Mother Earth that it's not even funny that in our minds, our physical abilities and everything is affected to a high extreme because we depend too much on the big corporations for all our needs and we're not grounded to Mother Earth. We need to get back to being grounded to Mother Earth. I'm a firm believer in that. That's why I love where I live at. This is my grounding. This is where I recenter my soul. The Native Americans used to tell you, when you're not in your right mind and there's stuff going on, you need to get back to a place that you can recenter yourself. If your soul is uncentered, it causes chaos and discord within you, within your mind, within your spiritual body, and within your physical body. You have to get back and recenter yourself. And much substances used to ramp it to keep people's brains functioning slow. Yes, you're right, Penny. You're absolutely right, Penny. Somehow found myself in a hidden paradise. And so I wanted to, I'm glad you said something. I am sorry, Dis. You made a comment earlier, and I didn't get a chance to comment back. You said, so there's nowhere to hide from this. To a degree, yes, there's nowhere to hide from this. But there is a way that you can. And how you do it is you have to be mentally prepared for it, mentally ready for it. You have to mentally get yourself mentally put a force field around yourself, if that makes sense. You need your energy needs to be high, your vibration needs to be high. You need to be matched to Mother Earth. There's a reason why that when we connect with Mother Earth on the same frequency, same vibration, our bodies heal or our mind heals. So if you want to protect yourself from all the negativity that's out there, you have to reconnect yourself with the correct vibrations and the correct vibe. You're right, Overbuilt, 100% correct. You need to have the love of Jesus and God. And that's another thing too. I mean, we are created from this earth. There's a reason why we're connected to it in that manner, and we need to get back to it. And just humans have gone from a city of millions to a village of 400 surrounded by mountains. You're in a beautiful place, Dis. You're in a beautiful place. I'm surrounded. I live in the most ancient mountains in the United States. I don't know if it's worldwide. I know United States wide as it is. It's called the Ozark Mountains. They don't look like mountains no more because they've been beaten down through time. There's a lot of old and ancient magic in these mountains. And I'm connected with that. And that's why I love where I'm at. So, and that's the thing. You need to get back to them ancient times and them ancient beliefs, because that's going to help you recenter yourself.
I'll take that bowl.
I'm not done with it, honey. I'll bring it in. Thank you, honey. Sorry, guys. My daughter came in again. You're in Turkey now? Yeah, Turkey is an interesting place, Dis. I've had some run-ins with some of them Turks.
Istanbul, especially.
Yeah, Istanbul. In Turkey, they either like you or they don't. If they don't like you, bad stuff can happen. I'm not going too far on that, but there's ancient places around this world. I've said it on this show, and I've said it on my show countless times. I am by far a religious person. I do not believe in religion. I believe it's mind controlling. I do not stand for religion. I am spiritual. I believe in a lot of stuff. I believe in truth. So, but that's one thing we need to do. And that's why I love this on here, because, William can back up a lot what I say. Something like I said before, sometimes we agree on stuff, sometimes we don't. That's awesome. I don't care. That's what I like about it. Yeah, Penny. Yeah. So you know what I mean. And that's why I love being out here. That's why I love being out here and being grounded back to my mother. God is my father. Earth is my mother. And we need to get back to that mindset. That's how our ancestors thought, regardless of where they were from. If you study religions or cultures around the world, you'll find out our core beliefs, and most of our beliefs are very similar, but at least the core beliefs of it that has been manipulated by personnel is the same. And William, you know who I am, right? Wu Train was asking. Yeah, similar school. A lot got infiltrated years ago in the 1930s, I guess. I must have missed some things. Yeah, you're right. Live with the land and not. We are shepherds of earth. It is our responsibility to shepherd all living things. A blade of grass has a soul. A tree has a soul. A rock has a soul. Everything has a soul and a spirit to it. We must respect it. You respect it and you shepherd it correctly, it's going to give you bounties. When I go out mushroom hunting, I don't pick every single mushroom I have that I find. I leave some for the creatures of the land and some for me. Same as my berries, same as my wild onions, my wild garlics, my wild strawberries. I do not pick it clean because it's not right. I pick the old Native American proverb, you don't take more than what you need, more or less of what you need. You take what you need. There's other things on this earth that depend on that, not just you. Respect the land, and the land will respect you, and you will prosper from the land. That's one of the biggest things I can probably get out to you is that stuff right there. Oh, oh, I see what you're going on. I see what you got going on. Yep. So, I mean, and it's, yes. So for, like this, you're new to this. I don't know who else has been on here enough to know who I am. I'm Cherokee, Comanche, Lakota, German, Irish, English, Scottish, Norwegian. My primary bloodline is Norwegian. We hail from Ragnar Lothbrok. Two sides of my family are from Norway. My family, the Testament side of my family, were lords of Oxfordshire, England, back in Danelaw time. We lost Oxfordshire when the French invaded. So that side of my family eventually stumbled around, and then made their way to the United States with three brothers. The other side of my family, the blacks, came straight from Norway to here. So I believe a lot of my Native American background, a lot of my Norse background, I take all that and I don't see them separate. I see them together. And that's how I think. That's how I operate. That's my beliefs, because there's truth and good in every single one of them. We are meant to learn history, not to repeat history. Take what's good. What's the matter? Oh, what are you doing in here, Bucky? What are you doing in here, Bucky? Come here. Did she leave you in here? I'm sorry, Bucky's. I'm sorry, Bucky. Sorry, guys. I heard some whining and just realized that my daughter left Bucky in here. But we have to learn from our past mistakes and learn from our past achievements to be able to continue on in life. And this is something I teach my kids, and this is something I tell everybody all the time. Learn your past, learn your history, and make it better. With doxing. Oh, I'm brain farting. I know doxing. I'm trying to remember what doxing. I'm having an issue with doxing. What is doxing? Oh, man. Penny, yes. I love that. When I'm writing my books, I have found that if I put on my Native American or my Nordic meditation music, I write so much quicker, so much better, and so much more freer. It opens your mind. Meditation is extremely important. Very, very, very important. You want to free your mind and your body, you need to meditate. For me, my Nordic meditation music and my Native American meditation music helps to clear my mind. So that's something you got to think about, and William will I guarantee he'll confirm this. If you guys notice, the logo I created has a circle, right? There's much power and meaning in a circle. So to break it down, when Native Americans came across something new, they sat in a circle and talked about it. They took a break and went away, sat back in a different location. When you sit in that circle, you look at an object at a different perspective, and your opinion is different based on the perspective that you're looking at it. That's why everything's done in a circle. Also, this is considered the great circle of life. Everything lives within the great circle of life. Whatever happens ripples and affects everybody. We need to remember that. And that's why when we come together, this show that I do with William or whoever on my podcast, we are sitting in a circle talking about a subject. And to me, that's very important. The great circle of life is very important. Like William's little portal there, that's a circle. Circles are extremely important in the cultures around the world. That is nothing new. That is not just Native American. Your Norse, just everybody in ancient history was focused around a circle. So when I created this logo, that's why I had to have my circle, because it's important that we all sit in a circle and talk about a subject and get different perspectives of that subject. Penny, I do too. For the guys that don't know, there's a reason why I wear this hat. I was Marine Corps infantry. I was Yankee Whites, Scout Snipers, SOC, MSE, NBC. and I was my primary MS was 0331. That's why I'm not getting naked. Don't worry. That's why I keep this tattoo on me. Semper Fi 0331, and it's got the EGA. Now the EGA is tribal eagle. The skull was my unit crest, and then I've got the old school anchor. You'll never find another Marine Corps tat like that. I'm a warrior. Now, what people forget when it comes to warriors, warriors were not just mainly in battle. A warrior's job was to protect and provide for his tribe. You help the helpless. You help the weak. You defend the defenseless. That's the job of a warrior. A warrior is not just a time of war. Warrior is something you live 24/7, has many, many hats that you wear. People, when they think of warrior, only think about combat. They don't think about the peacetime and what a warrior does during peacetime. Go
Hey,
ahead,
we're
William.
going to have to end this pretty soon because we're at the 2-hour mark now.
Oh, yeah, we are.
So we're going to have to go get in closing here. I've got to get some things done. I really appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm going to post this just in case somebody wants to take a picture of it to donate to the GoFundMe for me for my medical bills. If you want to donate, you can. If not, don't worry about it. You know, I'll be fine. So, but just in case. Anyways, I'll put that up. And then, we have right now currently 520 subscribers. I want to say thank you to every one of them because, your family, 520 subscribers as family is a phenomenal number to have. And I wish everybody that was part of that 520 would be on here at the same time, because then we'd have a great, great podcast and a very great conversation in the chat. So, but we're going to be back on tomorrow morning, everybody. So please, come back tomorrow morning, same time, same channel, same guys, different subject though. Okay. So we're going to get into a different subject. Okay. So you guys have a great, great rest of your Saturday. Try to enjoy it. Okay. And we will see you in the AM. Okay, everybody. Eric, you want to go ahead and give your closing? And
yeah. So I'll be on later on tonight at 5:00 Central Standard Time for my non-formal campfire chats with Eric and guest on my YouTube channel, The Bizarre and the Unknown. This chat that we do tonight is where we talk about our encounters of anything cryptid, supernatural, paranormal, mythological, folklore, or just the bizarre and unknown itself. We talk about anything from UFOs to ghosts. I mean, it don't matter what it is. That's what that show is for. That's 5:00 tonight. Tomorrow, Jesus Payon Jr. from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul will be a special guest on The Bizarre and the Unknown at 8:00 tomorrow night. So I hope to see you guys there. It's great seeing everybody in this chat today. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I love your guys' interaction. It was great seeing you on there. I hope to see you on my podcast too. And you guys, all I can say to you is like I say all the time, peace and love to everybody here. I mean, you guys are phenomenal, and
question
I
everything,
appreciate every single one. Yes, question everything. And thank to my followers who follow me on mine too. Thank you so much. You guys are probably the best people out there. So peace and love to everybody. That's awesome, Melissa. I can't wait. I was going to have not Corey Kyle.
Have a great Sunday.
I was going to have Corey and Cole. Huh? So
I said, have a great Saturday.
Yeah, you guys have a great Saturday. I love y'all, and we'll see you in the morning or tonight. So be blessed. Peace and love to everybody.